Now let's even talk of Pastor Jerry Eze.
Yeah.
This is a number of people. These people are controlling. If you want to be a real Christian, you must be a mumu to be a real Christian. I don't know if you know. It's not like you must be a real mumu, because you cannot be wise and be a Christian now. The president's wife came out to say that we should pray for Nigeria. What is prayer going to do? There's no light, there's no good road, you can't transport your goods well. Now even insecurity is there. Nobody can know God for themselves when there's a written document on how to know God. Now why God punish Adam for going to eat the fruit of knowledge? Because God only want people to get knowledge. I don't understand now.
Today's guest is a man of many talents. He's a social media personality with a growing influence, a real estate entrepreneur building opportunities, an activist who isn't afraid to speak up for what he believes in, and a creative whose work continues to inspire many. It's a pleasure to have him with us today.
Today's topic is one that affects everyone, regardless of who you are and where you're from. Hello everyone, welcome to Para and Peace. I'm your host Coco, and I am joined by an amazing guest, Chief Bassey, and we'll be talking about a question that has sparked conversation, debate, and conflict for centuries. Welcome, Chief Bassey.
Thank you.
So, Chief Bassey, let me ask you, are you a religious person?
No, I'm not a religious person.
And why so, please?
Okay, I think religion was created as a tool of control. So, and it is not serving me as a person. And I feel like it's not serving us as a country, right? So there was a time when I wanted to delve deep into this religion thing, right? To be a hardcore religious person. You know you know what I mean by that? Like God using me, you know, when they say God is using you now as a religious person, right? So I wanted to delve deep into it. And that is when I started finding out that this thing was not created to serve us, even to serve us spiritually and otherwise. It was a tool for control. So that was when I said, no, this is not the way. So I'm not a religious person.
Okay, so you made mention of it being a tool for control. Aside the religious part, even in our everyday today life, as well as the businesses, like let's say our businesses, our offices work, I feel like everywhere you go to, there's always, let me put, like, as a form of rule and regulation that you have to follow. So personally, I don't feel religion is a tool of control, in as depending on, let's say, whatever it is you are bowing your head to.
Let me give you an instance.
Okay.
For example, in Nigeria now, the government. Okay, see what religion is as a tool of control. The government does their evil, right? Or they don't perform, and this end up affecting us as citizens badly. Then we go to church, which is a religious house, or we go to mosques as a religious house. They end up giving us hope, and they end up calming us down, shifting our attention from the government, right, to God to help us fix what we are supposed to ask our government for.
Yes.
It's not a tool of control. Meaning religion is used to control the people, not to ask necessary questions, not to hold the government accountable, and not to make the government to work. Rather, shifting our attention to God to help us, do what our government or we are supposed to do. Is that not control?
Well, I feel everybody has their perspective. But talking about the whole the country and control, as you said, the next question I want to ask is that in a country as diverse as Nigeria, does religion help strengthen national unity or deepen existing divides?
That's a good question. Religion has never united anybody, and it will never unite us as a country.
Okay.
That is why it is even one of the major problems we have in Nigeria and in Africa. We are overly divided. First off, our ethnicism, how is it called? Our ethnic groups have divided us already.
Already, yeah.
Then, not to not talk of religion, that is not even our own. This thing was not created for us.
Okay,
it was created to use against us. It was created against us. Yes.
So let me ask.
So how will it now unite us when it was created? This is something that was created against us.
So sorry, let me ask this question. what's your definition of religion? Let me first ask that.
Is it the what's it called, dictionary definition, or what?
I mean, if you can give us a dictionary definition, not
Okay,
bad.
I don't know. I don't know.
But if you can give
I don't know if I
your
can say like
perspective of
religion,
yours,
but let me
your
just maybe paint a picture of what religion is. Religion is a an idea, a set of rules, regulations, more system, right, for a particular group of people. I don't know if I'm able to
I
explain it well.
understand.
So that's what I feel like religion is. It's created for some particular set of people. You understand?
So, and if I'm guessing, you're a Christian, right?
No,
You're not a Christian. So please, what are you exactly? So we know
I'm
how
just
we.
human.
But you believe in God. You believe in the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. But you
Okay,
wouldn't want to call yourself a religious person or be boxed in one group, as you said.
okay. Where should I start from? I think you
I mean,
asked.
anywhere you want to start from to just
Okay, first off, you said if I believe in God.
yes, and
Okay.
the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Okay, good. That's the second question.
Yeah.
Let's start from God. Uh, I don't know if God exists or if He doesn't exist.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's
I've
deep.
not seen Him. I don't know if He exists. I don't also know if He doesn't exist. But if He exists, fine and good. He's there. I'm not sure He has anything to do with us. He's just there enjoying Himself. It's just like a movie. Why just they watch us? Anytime they go on, they go on. Yeah, I don't even understand. Also, then talking about Jesus, I don't believe. And you see this Christianity or Muslim, it's not for we Africans. So anything that is there is no concern me.
Mm.
I don't know if you understand.
I get you.
So these things, okay, all over the whole of the Bible.
Yeah.
Is there any place Nigeria was mentioned in the
That's
Bible?
no. Anyways, it was
So
never
how
mentioned.
is it now? How is it now a
So because it was never mentioned, so you think it has nothing to do with us? Because
yes?
from if we have to go back to the whole history of this whole Jesus Christ and God, blah blah blah, we can actually find out in as much as Nigeria was not specifically
Mentioned.
mentioned in the Bible, but there is this fact that shows that Christianity had already been in Africa. Yeah, like if you, I mean, we can check that out, right? Christianity has already been in Africa as a place as Ethiopia. Even to date, there's some arguments that people will argue with you, and they will still tell you that go back to Ethiopia. That is where you get the true scripture of the death, resurrection of Christ, and the whole story of Moses, blah blah blah, and the rest. So
Okay,
personally,
let me ask you this question.
yeah,
Adam and Eve. Is Adam and Eve a black man? Is Adam a black
it
man,
was never
or a white
mentioned
man?
what color they were.
Why was it not mentioned? Is he not the first person, the first man
Yes.
on earth?
It was never mentioned what, and let us not also
No,
forget
I don't
that
know. I would like you to answer me like as I'm asking, you're answering direct.
it
So
was
that we can
never
have a
written.
conversation.
Yeah, it was never stated
No,
what they
no,
are.
I'm asking you. Is
Yeah,
Adam and Eve a black man or a white man?
that's what I said. It was never
It was
stated. I
never
don't know.
stated.
Yes.
Good. So if let's say Adam and Eve is a white man, how was Adam and Eve able to populate the world and bring out Africa, black man? Because a white man and a white woman cannot produce a black man.
Okay, so in other words, you're not trying to say that specifically we're created different from Adam and Eve.
That's what I'm saying. All these things are just tools. You know how this is a tool, right? What is this tool for?
It's a mic for us to
To
speak
amplify our
our
voices.
voices. Yeah.
Good. That is how religion is. It was created. The reason why the thing is we don't want to find out what this tool is. Religion. It is a control tool, a division tool, a tool that was created like a coin, side by side of a coin. It's coin that has two sides. One is the government and one is the religion. The government, as at then, saw that they could not control their people.
So they had to.
Yes, the rules were no longer working for them. So they needed something they can't see, something higher than them. So that when you mention it in their sleep, they can think about it. When they are when they are alone trying to do something, but they will think about it. This thing will keep them in check. So that is why this thing was carefully created. People that created this thing, this religion, they are wise. They are very, very wise men. You understand?
So, in other words, you are saying that you do not know if if the story of Jesus Christ was real or not real, or you
Good.
just believe.
Talking about the story of Jesus,
Yes.
if it is real or not, it is none of my business,
Okay.
and I don't care.
But there are some situation where, or there's some conversation you have, or there's some histories where we have to go back to, just like we Africans, we have our histories and everything.
Mhm.
You understand? But there are facts, and there are researches that have was made and still exist to show that yes, there was a man that lived, walked the earth, died as he said he was going to die, and resurrected.
Okay.
So if that fact still stays, from these are, I'm talking about scientists that are not religious, they don't worship any god, but they went through to like, let me see if this thing is true, and they fact checked it that things like something like this happened centuries ago. You understand? So with such
Researchers.
evidence, do you understand, to back a particular kind of set of religion, would you still say those people shouldn't have the right to like worship what they want, what they're worshiping, just because
And
it's
also
being
if it is real or
controlled?
not.
The reason for why I said that is because I believe, personally, I believe religion or no religion, human beings as a whole would still have a form or a way. I don't even think religion is actually the problem, like the
Okay.
word religion.
Okay.
Personally, I believe it is we, the people that are practicing the religion, that would take advantage of what it is. Do you
Okay.
understand? To make use of it. For instance, I can go back to like the colonial
Era.
time era when they came into Africans. We had our gods, we had what we were worshiping. They brought their white Jesus per se, let me say. And I feel like the only reason they saw that these people, the only reason for what for us to be able to get what we need to get is when we introduce our God to them. Do you understand? And oh,
Okay, the only reason for them to get what they want from us
yeah, it's
is
like
so it's for them to
imposing. No,
introduce.
that was like, they have other ways they could, either violence or no violence, because
Mhm.
personally I believe we also contributed in giving them what they want. There are other African countries that fought and said no to no, but you know, we Nigerians, let's not even go there because we are greedy. So we had our ways. But what I'm trying to say is that I just believe that religion as a whole, do you understand, everybody has the right to worship what they're worshiping. The only time it becomes an issue is when you try to totally make use of it to take an advantage of
People.
people and try to keep it. But that's by the way. So let's get into the
Wait,
next.
before you go to the next,
Yeah.
you said Nigerians or some countries in Africa were greedy. Like some people were greedy, and that was why they were
Specifically Nigeria. I don't know
okay.
of other
Specifically
countries.
Nigeria,
Yes.
that is why they were able to penetrate. So you are not, is it that you're putting the blame on Nigerians for
I'm
allowing
not
them to
putting the
penetrate?
blame on Nigeria, but what I'm saying is that we also contributed
See, let me tell you. See, in
in it.
every group of people, in
Yes.
every society,
Mm-hmm.
everybody cannot be the same, cannot have the same mindset,
Mm-hmm.
right? Cannot have the same approach to things, cannot have the same satisfaction for life.
Mm-hmm.
There must be, even in the 12 disciples of Jesus in the Bible, there was Judas, right? That was thirsty and hungry for more, right? That's why he sold. So in every society, there must be that one or two persons. So we cannot blame the whole community because of these one or two persons. If those people did not come in the first place, would they have still sold out?
No, but
If those people that came,
mind you, there's something else we should also understand, that even before the white people came into using us as slaves, we within our own ethnic society, we had slaves. We there were situations where we went into different should I say different villages, wars and everything, and we capture people and we bring back the slaves back to our own town. So this whole slavery thing had already existed within us here, Africa, even before the white people even came into African country to now start dragging us forcefully. I don't know if you get what
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure
no,
about we having slaves
no, no,
from
there was, because
war.
we had kingdoms that
No,
had
it's no.
slaves
I'm not sure they
and
make them slave.
servants.
I'm coming. For example, now as a king,
Yes.
I want to take a particular territory,
Mhm.
and I go there, I fight, I take over the territory.
Mhm.
The only person I either kill or imprison is the king, who makes that place sovereign. So once I eliminate maybe the king also, these are human beings fighting. You know, this is normal.
No, I
So
feel that should be fact checked. I'm very sure of what I'm saying.
now, after I take over that place, right, those
Yes.
people become part of my I don't know. Is it like making them slaves? No, no, they don't make them slaves. Have you watched this movie, Jumong?
Automatically,
Have you watched Jumong?
Jumong, I don't think I have.
Okay, Jumong. This the guy Jumong
Yeah.
was was fighting territories and conquering territories.
Territories,
He
yes.
was not making them slaves. They were now part of his community. Let's say, for example, now this place is called Community A, and this is Community
So if
B,
I
and
conquer,
Community
you
A.
become part of
Yeah,
my
now that
community.
place become Community.
I mean,
I
you're
don't know
not,
if you
you're,
understand.
yes, but you're
So
not
they don't
wrong.
make them slaves.
No, you're not wrong at what you're saying. Neither am I wrong, because I still feel just like in Nigeria now we have Calabar, Lagos. I feel that was how it was.
Exactly.
But there were times where different kings with different patterns.
Sure.
I can decide to conquer A and decide to make those people my fellow people. Do you understand? I can decide to conquer depending on what conflict it is we had, and make those people my slave. But what I'm just trying to say is that this whole slavery thing, we make it look like, oh, the white people came and turned all of us to slave. Meanwhile, even before the white people came, within ourselves we still had, because I can even take back to Calabar and all of that. I think the first successful slave trade and everything started back then in Calabar. Within there we had
See,
we had slaves within.
I know. I can't
No,
agree with
that
that.
I feel like that should be
Our
fact checked,
people-
because
no,
I'm
no, no,
sure
no.
that
See,
was there.
Our people did not make themselves slaves. Africans did not make themselves slaves before the arrival of
What? No,
the
you don't get the point.
colonizers.
The thing is
No.
that I'm telling you this for a fact.
You know that African kings fought these people and they were brutally
Yes,
killed
yes,
in front of
yes,
to teach a lesson.
they were.
So what
But
are you saying?
my point is that, as I know I made mention of, I think do I feel like we are digressing for what we're
No, we are
talking
not
about?
digressing. We are
It's
still on the
still
course. We can
okay.
always-
All right, but like what I'm just trying to say is that I'm not totally trying. I mean, I'm very sure of what I'm saying. Let me take it back again. I still made mention of something about different kings, different way of how we choose to rule. You cannot deny the fact that we never had wicked kings and good kings. Do you understand? In those days.
Yeah.
So there were points where, not just in okay, basically I'm talking about the whole Africa, yeah. So there were points where I can choose to conquer a particular ethnic society or whatever it is, fight the war, do whatever I want to take, and take the people, bring them back to my community and make them slave.
So what then happened to that community? You leave it empty.
It's gone. Like I mean, that period I felt like they had
See,
a very
Africans
small.
were not wasteful people.
Oh, we were. Trust me.
No, they were not.
There are lots of histories. There are a lot of histories.
Africans wasteful people. They don't. Africans
No,
don't waste.
they were in different. I mean, you can speak of your own side, but I mean, we can't speak about other this thing because we're not there. But I am very certain for sure.
Wait, are you telling me that where the civilization started from? The main civilization, where did it start from? Started from Africa, right? So are you telling me that people are civilized as our
no,
father?
we had civilized. Each generation, or should I say each country or each continent, or should I put it that way, had their own level of civilization, to their own level, to their own community. Your level of civilization, it is you within your
Do
territory.
you know the kind of buildings that were in those days without these modern technologies? Do you know the pyramid up till now is not being fully understood?
No, that's the
how it
question.
was
You want to
built.
tell me that they were never slave there? Is that what you were trying to tell me, that they were
I'm
never
saying
slave
they
there?
were Africans did not have slaves.
Oh, they were.
Okay, are you saying slavery started from Africa?
Yeah, the slave is not just Africa. I'm talking about worldwide. Do you understand? Even the whites had slaves that were not Negroes, as they call it, that were still white as themselves. So the whole slave of a thing, we make it look like, I mean, let's not look like I'm digressing. I was trying to use an example of the whole religion, then bringing the religion. When you want to get something from somebody, do you understand? You will go through any means, even if it means you converting your religion for it to suit you, which I believe that is what is happening in our country. We might have a religion that is not dogged. Let me put it that way. Let me not use the word dogged. There might be a religion that is not. Let's go back to our ancestral part. Do you understand? Where we worship our gods, our Omadio and all. Do you understand? These gods, as it were for them and still to now, are being seen as good God. When you want fertility, you want this. But guess what? They are still human beings under that same religion that will still milk it out and twist it however they want. Do you understand? For it to suit what they want. And then the outsiders that are seeing it, I'll be like, this person's religion is very wicked, this person's religion, but that might not actually be the case. It is just the people using the tool, that using that religion as a whole to make use of it to get what they want. I don't mind. Okay,
I understand
let's
you.
use the part of the tithe and offering. If you don't pay your tithe, you will not make it to heaven. Is that what the Bible said? No.
Even though he later came out to apologize.
Do you understand? So at the end of the day,
After much
I will
dragging.
twist that religion, but I will still say there are still some religion that they are not twisting it. They are literally following what is written in their whatever, which it is not a good religion. I hope I don't get dragged by saying this. I mean, we are all seeing it, and you are seeing what is happening, and it's not funny.
You are fearing to be dragged.
I don't want
that
to be
means you don't want to say the
kidnapped.
truth. You're not saying
No,
the truth.
it's not, I'm not
Or you are
saying
scared
the
of saying the
truth.
truth.
I'm not scared of saying the truth, but I'm trying to be respectful, because when you talk about religion like that, people would be like, if you want to talk about my religion, blah blah blah, be respectful of other people's
Now let me
religion.
say this: the people that are
regardless.
using just like you said, the people that are using that same religion and for that twisting it to get what they want, are they doing it respectfully?
Actually, they are not.
They are not doing it respectfully. So why when I want to now call them out, I'll call them out respectfully. I will never do that. I will never do such.
No, I will never do such
I will never do such a thing. I will call them out the way I want to call them out, because they are doing it the way they want to do it. You understand?
Okay.
In fact, every day they devise new means.
Honestly,
And they go all hard on it. If you see the way they talk about it on their altars.
on their altars, it's
very,
really
very bad.
crazy.
That is what religion does.
So now let's get back to it. So for the fact that we now already have this religion existing and sitting pretty on our faces, do you understand? The question I now want to ask is, should religion have a place in government or public policy, or should it remain a private matter?
Religion should never be associated with politics, with government. It should never. It should
Okay.
never.
What
Okay,
are
now-
your explanations
now,
to that?
Let's look at countries that are working, that are not operating with religion. China, for example. Japan, for example. Right? Even US, it is very religious, but religion is not in their
It's not in
government.
their government. Yeah, I was about to.
Because for a system like a government system to work, it must not be religious. How can you tell me you are governing people with different religion, a Muslim, Christian, and traditionalist, and you want to
Pick a side.
pick a side? What are you saying? It's not going to work. It's not. That is division already.
So so that's to say you believe that Nigeria is actually picking a side when it comes to
yes, look at
they are allowing.
okay. Now imagine our president and the vice president, Muslim.
Is our
Is that
president
supposed to-
Muslim?
Yes,
Oh, I never.
and the
I
vice
never
is also a
knew.
Muslim.
Oh wow, that's crazy. But
In a
is
country
is
where
it
we have,
supposed to be so? Are they like? Is it?
it's not
Anyways, I
supposed
feel
to be
like
so. It's not
you
supposed
elect-
to be so. But then again, me, I don't even care about the Muslim ticket as far as they do their work and they don't bring in religion, religious, whatever into it.
So
You don't understand?
yeah. So this brings us back to being this.
Because do you know why I'm coming?
Yeah.
This is what religion does. The other day, allegedly,
Mm,
the president's wife came out to say that we should pray for Nigeria.
mm.
What is prayer going to do? How long have we been praying? How long are we going to
I
continue
mean, we
praying?
can be praying and working at the same
Praying
time.
and working what? People that are not praying, but they are working 100%. Things are going well. Go to China. There's no poor person in China. There's no
Have you
poor
been
person
there
in China.
before?
I'm telling you the
Please, you
truth.
need to check that out. Is it true that there's no poor person in China?
There's no
I've
poor person
never
in
heard-
China.
I don't think there is any country that we don't
Do you
have.
know why I
It's
said
just that
there's
the
no poor person
population
in
of
China?
poor
Do
people
you know why I said so?
are less.
You know why I
Why?
said so?
Why?
Because in China there are works. There is work to be done. Enough work to be done. So if you are poor now, you just no one do anything. But in a country, when I say they are not poor people, it mean I mean to say there is means to make a living.
Compared
To make
the
something out of
country that
yourself.
there's no means. So would you say that in Nigeria we don't actually have means?
We don't have the means. Is there electricity? No be gen dey power this place.
Wow.
There's no means. Electricity alone is a means. You see, if we have 24 hours electricity, we will be if not maybe 50% productive. That is added to what we have now. But there's no light, there's no good road, you can't transport your goods well. Now even insecurity is there. You can't move freely.
Security.
So there's no means. Now we are poor both physically, spiritually, and
And not the Cali together.
All the quality, my sister, all the quality, we are pouring it. We are pouring it. You see, our people are even
We
poor
are
mentally
emotionally
now.
poor self.
Emotionally poor.
And that's crazy.
It's crazy.
So now that brings us back to being respectful and disrespectful concerning religion. The question I want to ask is, can a person criticize a religion without being disrespectful to the people who follow it?
When you say disrespect, I don't know what that means when it comes to
So
criticizing.
it's
Because
like,
when you are criticizing, you are stating facts.
but
If it
there are
is not
some
fact,
other
then it is not criticism. Because criticism is meant to correct and tell the person what is doing is wrong and then how to do it right. I don't know if you understand.
Yes, I
So
understand.
if the person is doing it well and saying the truth, and the other party say it is disrespect, then I used to be down.
So let
Me,
me
I'll tell you the way it is.
So let me ask this question. Would the world be more peaceful if people identify less with religion and more with their shared humanity?
Yes.
Do you even Let me even ask this question. If there were no this the thing with this religion of a thing, having to talk about it is a very tough one, yeah, because it's most likely like a two-way kind of thing. So
Okay.
the thing is that I feel that even if there were no religion, we would still have to go through this chaos and everything, because at the end of the day, people are wicked. I feel like, as you said, religion is just a tool. Do you understand? But even if there were no religion, I still feel people would curate a way to still show their wickedness. So
Okay.
the question now is now saying that if people should identify less of the whole I'm a religious person, do you
I
think
belong
there
to
would
this, I
be
belong to
more,
this. No, you just
yes,
say it. I
shared, yeah, I
belong to
belong to
this.
this, I'm a Christian, I'm Muslim, I'm a traditionalist. Do you think there will be more humanity?
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yes.
If there's less cultism in a society, would there be less chaos?
I don't think so, because there are many other ways of killing that has nothing to do with that
No, I'm
cultism
asking as pertain
as
to
well. Yes,
cultism,
they will rather,
right?
yes.
Good. That is the same thing because religion is just like a cult. Religion
So
is
your
is
religion might tell you not to show love to the next person
yes.
and all of
Because
that.
no matter how they say these religions are, this is
It's
peaceful, this one
peaceful.
is peaceful.
I'm not seeing any
If you
peace.
thank you. Both in the okay now, let me just say, for example, you are in a bus and you are trying to even think you are going to somewhere before you know somebody will just stand up and start blasting, disturbing. That is noise pollution. In a country like this, now if I sue that person now and it gets to the to the social
They'll
media, they
say,
will say I'm a devil. But
yes, yes,
that is noise pollution,
I mean, they'll state it in the
and that
constitution.
can cause problem.
Those, yes,
If I'm
within
a
the
violent person, that can cause
within
yeah.
the religious aspect.
Do you understand?
But they will state it for you now that in the constitution there is lots be rights
Freedom,
to
right
freedom of
to
freedom of speech and every other thing
association.
pertaining.
Fine, that is for you, not to use it to disturb another
Disturb.
person. Because I have my right to my own religion. So in a public space, don't use your religion to disturb people.
So what would you now say in about some religious okay, no, let me put it this way. What would you now say about building all these people building churches and mosques in a secluded environment that is just meant to be for residents? What would you say about that? Would
That's
you
wrong.
say,
That's bad.
because people will still come outside to say, I bought the land, I decide to do whatever it is I want with my land.
So
So
soundproof your building so that it doesn't disturb me. Because I'm your next neighbor. I want to
soundproof
I
the
want to
church
sleep
or
with
the
you.
mosques.
Yeah, soundproof it so it doesn't disturb me. You understand? Or you
Yeah.
build an underground church in your land. Yeah, so that it doesn't disturb me at all. You know, you don't understand.
So right now, the next question I would like to ask is, do religious organizations do enough to hold their own members accountable when division is being spread? Let me use for instance this well-known church that we know. Do you understand? You know that church is a body. They started somewhere,
What's the name of the church?
the Redeemed Church.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'll say it anyway. It's part of my observation.
Okay.
We know the Redeemed Church started like this, and then at some point, I've seen a situation. Yeah, I can't really remember what church. Is it Christ Bassey or so? I've been in a situation where I heard somebody close to that whatever settings was a situation where the part of the church had an issue. I think the pastor scammed one of the members or so, scammed that branch, scammed the members, do you understand, and got away with the money. So now the members and some other people that is scammed, that were just getting, new converts and all of that into the church, started making complaints to the headquarters according to the story, and said this, and we were now hearing stories like, it's not our branch now, it has nothing to do with
It
us,
was
but it is still,
within the confines of
you understand, it is still the
the
same
body.
body. So now that's where the question is going to say, do religious organizations, do they do enough work to hold their members accountable when division is being spread, or when situations like this is being.
I think the only time religious leaders come out to hold their members accountable is if they know it is going to crumble their business. That is the only time they come out to hold them accountable. But if they know this thing will even bring in more members, they will leave it, because there's a saying that no publicity is a bad publicity.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because when a pastor is on a bad light, right? Some people will even go there to go and find out. And why they are there, maybe the pastor knows how to do he knows his onions when it comes to manipulation and convincing people. You understand? He's able to convince them. Yeah, he's able to convince them, and then they become member. You will come even spy.
No, come convert you.
Papa, we shall call it like this. If you don't know, altar call, you don't go outside, go give your life to Christ. When they don't chop you dry, you give offering, give an all. Before you don't become, and they will force you to become, what's it called, a worker in the church. Because once you're a worker, you're not obligated. You become a worker without payment. I don't know.
So let me ask this question. There is this thing that is going on, like people are saying that as a church, it's actually two questions, yeah. But I'll start with this one first. As a church, you're not saying, why are you people giving offering, blah blah blah. As I said, the fact that we already have religion existing and the body is here, it is sitting, it is in our faces here. So do you have an issue with people giving tithes, first fruits, and offerings in their religious sector? Let's use Christianity as a whole, because I feel that is, public, like, is seen everywhere. Do you have an issue with members of the church giving to their pastors,
Giving tithes and offering.
giving their tithes and
Okay.
offerings?
Number one, it is daylight robbery.
Why do you feel so?
Good. So why it is daylight robbery is because of the intentions of which these pastors get this money from these people. Let's go back to the Bible. Why were monies contributed in the early church?
It's for within.
To make sure there's no poor person among them.
Yeah.
There's no hungry person among them. Go to churches today. There are hungry people in the church. There are homeless people in the church there.
But let's
there are
not
people
also
without business.
Yes, but let's not also forget that sometimes it's not just about. We should also know that there are still people that no matter what you do for them, they still would not stand up to their feet and say,
Did the
I
early
need
church
to get
complain
it.
about those people? Did they complain about them?
No, they didn't,
Good.
because
Now, back to what I was saying. If these monies, okay, let's compare the lives of the average church member to the life of the pastor.
But when you're a religious person and you're worshiping whatever God you're worshiping, there's always something that comes with it, which is the blessings. Do you understand?
What blessings?
So even if you're a traditionalist and you are giving ogogoro
What
or
blessings?
whatever it is you're giving to your chi, it will bless you. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, because that's nature. You're giving to nature. Nature will give you
It
back.
will bless you. So what I'm saying is that I believe that as there are Christians that are
Okay, now let me
spiritual.
ask you. You spoke about some dubious native doctors then.
Yes.
That time. So if you are giving to a dubious native doctor, will you get blessing?
You definitely get blessings if you are doing money ritual.
No, you're not
if
saying
you're doing money ritual, don't you get money in return?
No, I say a
But
dubious native
it's
doctor with the
dubious.
intent of to how will I put it? To get you, to scam you of your
I
money.
understand.
With that mentality
Yeah,
that
see.
you are giving to the gods, whereas
Yes.
there's no gods there. It's just charade.
Yeah, I
Will you
understand.
get blessing?
I really understand.
I don't know if you're getting
yeah,
where
I
I'm
get
coming
you.
from.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just trying to point out a part that as we have the fake, we have, depending on the religion. Do you understand? I'm speaking based. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ, the death and the resurrection, and I believe based on what my heavenly Father has said that if you do what is needful, and you walk in the truth and the lies that I've set for you,
Mm-hmm.
blessings will come to you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And whatever it is you believe is what works for you. Whether you are seeing it or you are not seeing it, one way or the other, that is nature.
Well,
it brings it.
that is your own
Yeah.
belief. But for me, giving to somebody.
No, I'm
look,
going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. So now, let me use this. Why I'm saying this is because there are situations where there are people that are genuine in this thing that they are doing.
genuine in their heart.
Yes, but people
That's the
would
people
always
giving, Abi.
yes, no, people giving and like the people they are giving to, like the person. But people I'm going somewhere. But people will always say, they are coming to. What would you say of the people that, if for instance now I have a gift of seeing? Do you understand? I have a gift of seeing, which I believe people have
Seeing
that
what?
gift. Like maybe I'm a seer, I see visions or whatever. Okay, in fact, let me not make it be too spiritual. I'm spiritually, when it comes to discerning things, I am wise enough, do you understand, to understand everybody has their gifts differently.
Mm-hmm.
Now, being the fact that I'm a Christian, or maybe I work as an elder in the church, but I'm sure in a body, do you understand? And people come to me and I tell them, do this, don't do this, do this. And they go out and it works for them. Is it wrong for them to tell me, oh Baba, oh Mama, this thing you said I should do worked well for me, and they are giving me? Mind you, this thing is not only one person. No, I've done it for 2, 3, 4, 5, and these people are coming back to tell me thank you. I never asked. So would you not say because they are coming back to tell me thank you, I should not collect? I should just stay and tell them, no, carry your money and go, or I should not receive their appreciation? Because I believe if a non or atheist or whatever can collect, oh, somebody is blessing me for the good thing I so what makes a religious person not, why can't a religious person also accept the gift? Do you
from
understand that I
somebody
give?
who has,
Yes. Is it
let's say,
why? Is it because the
potentially
person
benefited
is
from his
religious? Yes.
sin and all that?
Mm-hmm. So what
Okay.
would you say about that?
The thing is, this thing they are saying they are doing for these people. Is it a trial and error something, or is it that everybody that comes to them they get results?
That is, if at all you do what is being said
Are
or
all their
told.
church members who are praying for the fruit of the womb having fruit of the womb?
No.
Good. Are all their church members who they've laid down hands on and told them and prophesied to them that you'll be rich in so time? Have they all gotten money then?
No.
Good. Have all their church members who they've prayed to and say, this year is your year, was that year their year?
No.
Good. So this is just human nature. If you walk, you will get it. People who they prophesy, let's say 100 people are here and they prophesy to 100. It is a scam. This is manipulation. See, I'm coming back to, once you have 100 people and you prophesy to those 100 people, there's no how 1 or 2, 3, or even half of them will not get that result you said.
Yes.
That's not because of what you said, it's because these people went out to work.
Exactly. So even in the Bible, even Jesus said, God said it himself in the Bible, that there is no food for a lazy man. The problem now we have sometimes is not even, I believe that even we that we are claiming that we are religious, we are following a pastor, God himself told you, you must always have a religious head, because even as in a country we have a head, nobody is leading. As you are following that, know God for yourself. That is where I believe there is always a problem.
If we are to
because
know
if
God,
you're walking,
sorry for cutting you. If we are to know God for ourselves, there will not be a book telling us what to do. I don't know if you're coming from, if you understand where
it's
I'm
like
coming
a direction.
No, they are the one telling me what to do. That's a book. Meaning I'm just reading that thing to know God from the lens of the people that wrote that thing. If we are to know God for ourselves, it means this is what it means when people say everybody should know God for themselves. Nobody can know God for themselves when there's a written document on how to know God. I'm coming on.
Okay.
Now, a baby that was given birth to, was that baby taught any day how to walk? But they end up walking at the right time.
Yeah.
At the right pointed time, when how nature has designed a human to start walking.
Yeah.
A baby that was born that same day, that baby start crying. Who taught that baby how to cry? That baby knowing how to cry by himself.
Yes.
Nobody taught the baby how to cry. They just beat the baby. He felt pain and he started crying. The instinct is there and he started crying. That is you knowing how to do something or something by yourself. So if there is God and he wanted us to know him for ourselves, he will make it instinctive natural that at a particular age or at birth you will know God. And once you say, maybe let's say for example, once you get to 10 years, you have to know God. Once you go to your father and say, Daddy, there's a voice talking to me. Your father will immediately know and understand because he has also passed through that phase of knowing God. So that is you knowing God, but in fact, they will not even teach you at that point. They will
But
not
that
teach
does
you.
not mean
I
that
don't know if you are getting me.
I get your point, but then that does not mean that some certain things will not, just like we have biographies and all of that, and even when we live this life, we'll still have books
Now
that
let me
will
say
tell
this.
the next generation that
Let me
so
buttress my
things
point.
had happened before your time.
Let me buttress my point. Do you know
I
that
feel that's
our
what the
ancestors?
Bible is, a script. That's why it's called scripture.
Thank
It's
you.
letting
So
you
we are all
know.
actors.
It is letting you
That's why we
know
now
that
have fake actors and real
God
actors.
bless you. So it's letting. That's why I said, even if we leave
It's not supposed
this
to be
generation,
so.
why is it not supposed to be so?
It's not natural.
Because even
It's not
if we,
natural.
even if that's what I'm saying, that when we leave this, when this, the Jesus AD, the Moses AD, and the rest, that side don't pass. We are, hold on, we are now in another century. Now this, whatever it is that will pass, and another people will be there for us. There will be books about everything that happened here. That is how history is being kept, for you to know what happened and happened and happened. If we don't want to be keeping anything, make everybody just dey go because they know God, then I don't think the next generation and generation and generation and generation will come, who will actually know what actually happened in the generation. So that's why I feel like the Bible, do you understand, portrays to be like that as well. So I mean,
See,
if
no
there's
matter how you
anything.
say it, if rain can fall naturally, I can see naturally. I can start to talk when is the right time to talk as a child growing up. Naturally, without nobody teaching me how to talk. God should have made it a way, because he himself in the Bible said the heart of a man is desperately wicked. So why will you put your own knowing in the hands of a man to teach another man? Knowing fully well how wicked the heart of this man is. And why will you even create a man
Okay,
to
then
have a
why are you
wicked heart in
going
the
to
first
school? Don't
place?
go to school now, if that's what we want
Leave
to be talking
school.
about.
School is to sharpen
It's
your
the same
mentality.
thing.
No, it's not the same thing.
See, most people see
No,
the
now,
Bible
it's not the
as
same thing
history.
now.
See, most people actually see the Bible as history.
Wait, I'm coming.
Okay.
There was an era came,
Yes.
an industrial era, and people needed workers. That was why school was invented, to teach you, to give you that is this skill? Let's call it skill. Let's say skill, for lack of proper word. Skill of knowing how to do accounting, skill of knowing how to be a lawyer, skill of knowing how to do documenting and all that. So that was why school was created. That's why then, once you go to school and come back, you automatically have a job.
But
I
do
don't
you
wait.
believe,
I'm coming. No, I'm
okay,
coming. You automatically have a job. Why? Because this is a system created to make out workers. So with all this, that's what I'm saying. We are supposed to encounter God naturally, because if we encountered God naturally, me and you, we won't be here debating about it. You've never heard people sitting down to debate on working, how we are supposed to work. No, you can't hear people debating that. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, the question I want to ask is, if religion disappeared tomorrow, would society become more united,
I'm
or
telling
would
you.
people simply find new reasons to divide themselves? And I promise you that I've said this thing before, that even if there was no religion, see, the heart of men are wicked, and human beings would always look for things to do to make sure that it favors them. So religion is just a, as you said, I think you said religion is just a tool. So even if there was no religion existing, there would be something that will still make the both of us sit down here. You understand?
For now, those
and
things
and
are not yet
and
here.
I,
What
that's
we have
because
now,
religion is in place.
what we have
So,
currently now
yeah,
is
religion.
religion. So
Yeah,
let's
but
let's
yeah,
let's
that's
let's
why
talk on
that's why
that.
they're asking you that,
See,
if the religion wasn't there,
if the religion
would
wasn't
there
there,
be peace?
the
Would there
other
still
thing
be
that
peace?
they will bring will still come out to say the reality of it, so that people will be aware of it. Will be aware of what it entails, so that they'll be careful. You understand? Of the manipulators who created it to manipulate and divide. But for now, it is religion.
It's still well as saying that even if there was no religion, I don't think you fully. I get your point, but I don't think you fully answered the question.
What's the
Though
question?
the question is a yes and no before a further explanation.
Okay.
So the question is that if there was no religion, yeah, per se, do you think there would be peace?
First of all, there will be peace if there's no religion.
Or would people find new reasons to divide themselves?
They may find new reasons to divide themselves.
They
Based on
may, or
personal
they will.
interest. No, they
They
might.
will. Not they may, not they might.
I don't know. I don't know. You know.
They will. I know they will. Human beings are
Okay,
wicked.
for example, now some people can even do some things, just like we talked about cultism, right?
Yes,
It
yes,
was not
please.
started with a bad intent, but
Exactly.
now it has turned into
Mostly
what we don't know.
everything doesn't start with bad intent. That is why I think I kept on emphasizing on the place where I made mention of most religion did not come in a bad way. The reason for why I said it not come in a bad way. If, for instance, now a group of us, we are always maybe drinking bottled water and we are throwing it. When we drink bottled water, we keep it here, we drink water. Mind you, we are all drinking bottled water.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that one person is drinking Coke, one person is drinking this thing.
Yes,
We are all drinking bottled water. But the problem is that when we drink this bottled water, we are dispersing it everywhere.
they train the whole
You
place.
understand? And then somebody comes and said, you know what? Why don't we do like this? Or let me say for instance, let me use pure water for instance. You understand? You will drink half, some people will drink half, they will throw they'll drink everything, throw the
And
nylon,
later
so
they
we'll
keep.
drink half, we'll keep it. And somebody comes and say, you know what, why don't we get a cup? Do you get? When you drink a little bit of this water, you know you can't finish it, you put it in a cup. You understand? Or when you finish drinking the water, you don't remain it, you put it in this
The
dustbin,
trash.
provides the dustbin and say you put it in this dustbin. Do you understand?
That's creating
Oh, okay.
solution for the
Creating
problem.
solution so that everybody does not just go
Live
outside
and live anyhow.
doing what. Now guess what, you know that even after providing the dustbin to put the water and providing the cup to put the remaining one you drink, there are still people in that same house with you that will still litter the place and
And
will still throw. No, that's what I'm just trying
okay,
to
at
say.
that point, that is
Yes,
where rules and regulations need to come into
let's
place,
say
and
there are rules.
sanctions
Yes,
or penalties.
there are rules and regulate me. And also I feel even if they have to be religion, because one of the things we also need to understand that in a society, in a country, there would be something, even if it's not religion or whatever, there would be something that people would engage themselves to, they would idolize themselves to, they would do. You know, the minds of humans are quite somehow. Do you understand?
Mhm.
So the problem is, as for a fact that in Nigeria in particular, because you can't tell me that China, they don't have religious people. They have religious people. They have Christians that could be underground. They have their traditional religion that is going on massively, but there is law and order for that.
Okay.
You can't also tell me that they don't have their president is they don't have a president that is a Buddhist. Do you understand? Wait,
Um,
I'm coming, I'm getting somewhere.
okay.
They don't have a president that is a Buddhist, or they don't have a senator of a particular country that is a Buddhist that has a particular religion.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, regardless of whatever religion it is they're worshiping, if there's a penalty that needs to be given, it is given.
It is enacted.
So yes, so your religion, I don't think your religion should be, if especially if you're in a political sector, you've sworn an oath to protect your people regardless of what you're bowing your head to. Do you understand? So when it is necessary for you to do the needful thing, religion or no religion, let it be done.
Okay. So I was about to say, the reason why we are having issues and we are not developing and all that in most part of Africa is because we are allowing religion be the basis of our existence, not the rules and regulations you said.
Regulation, yes.
If we are living by rules and regulations and not religion,
I
spirituality,
feel there will be
there will
curtailed
be there
to,
will
yeah,
be there will be good, development. You see it, maximum impact. You
yeah.
understand? Now something happens and then this person does wrong. They'll say, leave am, God go deal with am. What does that mean? Meaning you are encouraging somebody else to start, because if somebody else does it, I go tell and say, God go, God go deal with them. Whereas this person supposed to be in jail. You understand? That is where rules are not being obeyed. Maybe the rules are set, but they are not being, held to later. You understand?
Yeah, I get that point. So now the question I want to ask now is, do religious institutions have a responsibility to address social issues such as poverty, corruption, and inequality? That, like, the religious institution we have, the churches, the mosques, and
Do they
let me
have
just use those basic ones because those are the two that is outright for everybody
prominent?
to see. So do they have a responsibility, since they are in the society, do they have a responsibility to address some social issues, some poverty, whatever that might be happening, some corruption and inequality, do they have a right in the country?
Yes, they have a right to do that.
Okay,
In fact, it's supposed to be an obligation for them to do that. You understand? Why? Because in their books, their prophets, their what's it called? The early church, the priest and their I think they are prophets, yes.
Perfect.
These people spoke to their government and they give them ultimatum in the Bible. I don't know if they've lost their powers. Maybe that's why they don't talk anymore.
I feel so. They've
So
their
those people
birthright.
then, according to how it is written in the Bible, they have powers. And if they spoke to God, what they tell him to do, if that king refused to obey
They
and
paid the
work,
price
because
for
that
it.
thing they are telling the king to do, it is for the benefit of
the
everybody,
people,
of the
yes,
people.
yes.
So if they disobey, they tell God to strike, and God strikes.
And God strike.
And sometimes
I feel like, because most
so meaning
religious
they've lost
people-
their powers.
Yes,
So that's why they can't even speak.
yes. You're very correct, because I feel most religious people will tell you that the Israelites of before are not the Israelites that we are seeing now.
So
I
the
believe
Israelites now it's them.
I don't know. They don't. You say you talk like that, they don't lose their power. That's what most people say.
Nah, don't
Because if you really want to,
Otemepo.
because if you really want to read, if you read the Bible, you would see such authority that they had. Do you understand that when the king is misbehaving and everything, these religious bodies had this strong power, like, and if it's not done and all of that, but
See, let me
such
tell you
thing is not,
something.
such thing cannot even
It
happen.
can't happen. Do you know why?
In our present
See,
time.
let me tell you. Do you know how many people Adeboye is currently controlling? That he will tell now, go, and they will go. Do you know how many people Oyedepo will tell go now, and they will go with full force? Pastor Chris,
and many other
this man,
Suleiman.
as anyhow as Suleiman deal. Waiting be name again. This other this charlatan. This charlatan where they for Lekki here, where they for toll gate here. Oh.
Is it the Avestas Pastor Biology or the Rock?
I've forgotten his name. I'll remember his name. I go tell. No.
Yeah, that's a difference.
Okay. This other one, these people when they wear earring.
Deeper Life Pastor.
Deeper Life Pastor also.
Yes.
Pastor Lazarus. These people control a great number. Now let's even talk of Pastor Jerry Eze.
Yeah.
This is the number of people these people are controlling. But they can't come out and talk. Why? Because number one, they've lost power. They are not in tune with God anymore. The God they say they are not scared of God. They don't fear God anymore. Because if they truly fear God, they will fear His people. And there are people now currently going through a whole lot of rubbish, hardship.
They will not mind dying.
They will not mind that.
To make sure that
they are sheep.
Yeah.
In fact, they will not mind about themselves. Let them go. This is for the work of God. In fact, as they are going to heaven now. So it's not a loss if we lose them.
After
in fact, there are people
the Muslims, they are killing and they don't mind to die for their Allah.
Because they are going to meet 7 virgins.
Yeah, as they said.
You don't understand? 7 this thing, maybe say we also come like this, 7 beautiful this thing, they will not go pray die. They wine. Now, imagine the kind of power these people have, influence. Imagine the kind of control that if these people speak, imagine this, let's just say 5 of them just come out and say the same thing, the same day, the same time. Do you know the kind of impact? Tinubu go stand up. He go stand up now.
Stand up. I get.
He go stand up.
Because there are even people
but
that are coming out to say
it.
that, like
I'm coming, sorry. Yeah. They are not saying it because when I said they've lost their power. Now they've lost their voice because a lot of them have sold it for peanuts. Because a lot of them maybe they don't want, also because they don't want maybe their business infrastructure.
They don't want.
It's not war. They don't care about war. If war happen, as far as their business organization is
if war happen, their business organization can.
It's protected now because they have security everywhere. How do
they are talking about war here. I'm not saying the regular.
If war happen in this church, you not enter any church. If war happen in this country, you not enter any church.
Do you the audience, is that true?
If war happen in this country now, the COVID-19 that happened, the pandemic that happened, or is it answers or whatever? Did anybody think of going to any church today?
What are you going to go and raid in a church? What's in the church that you are going to go and raid?
Oh God.
Na band you won't go carry, be na guitar you won't go carry.
Now let's get back to the point there.
You go to where you see valuable thing and you raid it.
Okay, there's no valuable thing in the church.
What do you want to carry in the chair? You want to go and carry chair? What do you want to carry in the church? What's in the church you want to carry? Yes, you will see. Is it not TV and everything?
Pastor cars where they no valuable thing.
Pastor, the pastor they put cars for church or church purposes.
Oh, okay. Let's not
I
go
just
there.
believe they are
Now,
not
if
there.
war
What
happen in
happened
this
to
country, see,
supermarkets and
if war
places
happen
like
in this
that?
country,
Yeah.
people might not go even go church in the first place.
Yes, people, because
Because
what
why? Do
is
you know why?
there?
Because they fear that God will strike. I don't know if you
Yes, I
understand.
get it.
That thing
True.
is there. Is there constantly. These pastors tell them that God is speaking to me. Do you know why they tell their members that God is speaking to me? So that you can
If
fear
God
them.
speak to you as a
So you
pastor,
can
God
fear
can speak to.
them.
So even you
No,
as
so
you can tell, you should tell yourself that if God can speak to this man that is like me, obviously he can speak to me. His flesh and blood is not an alien,
now
right?
let me not
So
tell
why
you.
can't he speak to me?
Let me not tell you
You're
this.
just gullible and ignorant, so they will take advantage of you. It's as simple as that.
But they don't see it from this angle you are saying now.
Is
They don't see it
they
from this
don't
angle.
choose to see it in that
Good.
angle. That's
Because
just it.
when me I sought,
Because they are
wait, sir, I'm
educated
coming.
people.
And I
Sorry.
wanted to go fully into ministry, like I said from the beginning. And I sought God for God to speak to me directly, so that when I'm speaking, when I'm singing, people they feel the anointing well.
Is your
Or
intention? If your intention is not genuine, I don't think. I don't. What
you
are
are going against
you?
yourself now.
What are you?
Because
Because
you
there
are
are
the one
people
saying
that
I'm
the
coming.
reason for
You are the one saying if God can talk to the pastor, why can't God talk to them? They should see God. And
there
now,
are people,
I'm
there are
telling you that
pastors that wait. There are pastors that God did not tell them shit. They are just the one that is saying, I don't know where they got their powers from. They are the one that know where they are seeing. They are seeing that God is speaking to them. But at the end of the day, if your intentions are not clean, for instance, I'll use myself for an instance. Because I've been in a situation where I go and see people say, "Oh, praise the Lord!" Oh, they fall under the anointing. I see that and I aspire for that.
for that power.
Do you understand? Now, I'm seeing myself going fully into the ministry, but I'm not going for the true intention to be, I want to worship the God. I'm going because I see what this person is doing. And I feel like if this person can do it, I can do it. I like the
But is it
attention.
bad?
Well,
Is it
it
bad?
depends. If that's what I'm saying, anything you want to do in this life, if your
So if you
intentions
want to take that as
is
a
not
calling, I want to go fully
it's
into
your
it. Is it bad? I'm
I'm not
asking, is it
saying
bad?
that. See, you can have the desire to
Or is
want
it
to.
unachievable for you to want to be like your pastor, have that power to also impact
That's what I'm saying.
and move the gospel
Wait,
forward?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can be inspired by people. Even let's even leave the religious part. Let's talk about the day-to-day activity. There are some activists you see, or there are some podcast people you see, and you aspire to want to be that. You aspire to want to work towards that level. But the question is that what are your intentions? You even go as far as going to an interview for a job. They will ask you questions that, what are your intentions aside the money, aside the salary you are coming to earn here? Do you understand? What other intentions do you have? There are people that are going to work not just to earn the salary, but to also earn the skills to learn the business. There are people that are going there that they don't even give a fuck if the business is progressive, not progressive. They just want the money that is involved in it. So let's now bring
But
it
which one do you
back
think
to
is important, or should you put first when you're going to get a job, like you're saying now?
get a job.
Like which one do you think is more important?
So, well, that's a very tricky question, because you want to put the money. But yeah, I get your point. You want to put the money at first. But if I'm to use myself, I've had a situation where I've gotten job that the pay is way better, but I've looked at the job, I've looked at myself, and I just say, I know that I'm just going into the job for just this money, but the question is, how long do I want to work? What is the impact in that place, and what am I going to gain from that place? And it's not really making any sense to me, so I will withdraw. So at the end of the day, as I said, it just depends on your intention, your first intention towards that thing that you are going for. If you are going to bring it to the body of Christ, it is not bad for you to aspire to want to be in that position. Do you understand? But be careful, because that is where greed comes in. That is where you find yourself deceiving, because by the time the person that you are seeing is actually and truly saying, I heard from God, you now, because you want the rush to go do am, you never don hear from God. Now you can decide to wake up now and come and be saying you hear from God, meanwhile you've not heard from God. Why? Because you've seen this thing, you aspire to want to do it, so you are pushing your all and all, but the intention towards it is not genuine. That I
So what
see
if you
this
have the
thing,
intentions
I
that what
like.
if you have
If
a
you have the
genuine intention?
intention and your intention is genuine, that
Yeah.
I want to work with Christ, I want to be able to spread the word of God the way this my papa, according to how they say my mama is doing it. The intention there is that you want to spread the word of God genuinely from your heart. But there are people that, I want to spread the word of God, but not because it's genuine for my heart, but because I like what you are doing. Do you understand? And I feel that is what have led to majority of all the people that are in the body of Christ. It's not because they genuinely want to match. Because as you said, if you genuinely want to match, you put yourself at the upfront. You don't care if you die for your people. But these people, majority of them, they don't even give a fuck about that one. They are just seeing, I like the way this pastor they do shakala ba 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 ba. People go
So I
for,
want to
I
do
want
it.
go do am. So that's why we have lots of fake people in the body of Christ, misusing or gathering gullible people and convincing them and using them, and you will fall for it. And those people that are falling for it is because they want solution to the problem. Because my guy, if you no get problem, you no go there first. Wetin concern you concern
No,
concern
because
that
we have
one.
misplaced priorities or misplaced orientation.
Yeah.
When you have a problem, your solution is not in the church. The church doesn't offer any solution. What is the services church is offering to the community? There's no service the church is offering. It's just emotional support, fake hope.
Yeah.
That's they sell emotional support. They sell hope, and those are not things that help anybody grow anything or build anything
Yeah.
or give anybody any solution.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yes.
You are sick, you are going to the church for solution. Why? When you have
When you can actually go to
the
the
hospital,
hospital.
get tested to
Yes,
know
get
exactly what
tested
is
to know
happening,
exactly.
and then get medicated.
Medicated, and they can still
why are
be
you going
praying
to
for
the
you, but
church?
the first things first is go to the
You don't even need prayers.
I mean,
No, you don't need
if
prayers.
you want to be religious, as they say,
That is you being gullible.
Because, yeah,
it will not do you anything.
you're very correct. Because at the end of the day, I believe that
That
yes,
is still where the gullibility coming from, because you have these people went to study
yes,
the human
to study,
body
yes,
to know
human
exactly.
body to know.
They are specialists
And
for
God has
the
given
eye.
them the gift as well.
God did not give them any gift. They
Oh.
went to study it.
Okay.
They went to
God has,
study it. They
God
paid
has
to
brought
study
the
it.
knowledge.
If
Yes.
it's a gift, they will not pay.
So the people that started this thing from the first time, how did they get
Okay,
the
let me
knowledge?
ask you now. This shoemaker,
Before it's being
wey dey
passed.
waka for road,
Yes.
is it a gift? Shoemaker,
Is it a gift?
like all these shoe cobbler that.
But somebody woke up. Wait, the question is that somebody woke up one day. Somebody actually woke up one day and said, I think I can do
No,
this
I'm
thing.
asking, like, is it a gift?
If
It's not a gift.
How is it not
It's
a
a
gift?
skill.
It's a
He
skill.
learnt it.
But somebody
And
wait,
this is a skill
let
that
us
is offering
understand.
solution.
Wait, let us understand something. Even the invention of things. So somebody woke up one day and was like, invented something. Maybe I invented this light. Do you understand? There was nobody that came to teach me. I woke up, I did whatever I need to do, whether it's the trial and error and everything. I invented this thing. I have the knowledge. So through me now, that knowledge is being passed to people.
Okay,
Well, I'm
good.
coming, whether you pay for it or you don't pay. Now the question is that me that invented that thing, who taught me?
Good.
So what would you now say?
Humans are creators.
Exactly.
Just the way we created this God that we all are worshiping for a need, emotional support, hope, and spiritual. Some people call it spiritual worship, right? Humans created God to help us emotionally, so that when every other thing fails, you call friends, you call this, everybody fails, there should be something to lean on, because human being needed something that is higher than them for them to run back to. That is why a child would always run back to the father, because that is what is higher than him. That is what is higher than he or she.
Yeah.
So human beings, adults, needed something bigger than them that they can always fall back to when everything is down. So that is why when the need for light to come, we had the era of fire for us to be able to see. Then we had the sun. Then during the night, human beings discovered fire.
Yeah.
Then who created this light? It was out of a result of human beings looking for solution. I don't know if you understand, because
Yeah,
solution
yes.
makes life easier. So human beings are always looking for things to make their life easier. I don't know if you understand. That is
Yeah, I
where the
understand.
invention of what is it called? Light, microphone, all of these things
Yeah.
come from. I don't know if you get my point.
I understand what you say. So now I get your point, and I get your point. So to my audience out there, we're gonna wrap this up right now, and I just want to say this. I believe that in our world today, we already, as I said earlier on, we already have the religion and it's looking at us. We are seeing it. But please, just because we have a religion that we're worshiping, we should also try to also remember humanity as a whole. Do not allow your beliefs let you forget that you should be good to your fellow human beings. So Chief Bassey, is there anything you'd want to add to this before we round up? our section for today.
I think your end note is it for me. But then again, we need to get ourselves rid from religion, because the more we get ourselves rid away from religion actively, the better for us. The better for us, whereby we are going to channel our energy, our effort to the right direction. We are going to ask the right questions. You understand? We are going to question the right people, hold the right people accountable. Not when something is going on that ought to be worked on. We are waiting for God to come and help us do it. It will never get us anywhere. Look at China. Just a few years ago, China was nonsense. Nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
You can't even compare them to Nigeria a few
Yeah.
years back.
But
But look
now,
at where China is. Why? Because at a point they said, "Omo, we need to get rid of this illusion.
illusion, yeah.
We need to get rid of this illusion and face the fact, face the reality on ground, and walk Now walk, and they produce results, not prayers. There's nowhere where prayers don't produce results. Now, if there's no light in this place, everything is disconnected, no wire, no nothing, and we stay here and pray that this bulb should on. Will it on?
No,
It will not on until the work of bringing in generator, solar, or NEPA brings light. That is when we have light here, and that can be achieved by work. So the better for us if we get rid of religion from our system. Our advice, we even get rid of it totally.
I don't know if that is
Yes,
possible.
that is what nations that
And
want
I
to
don't
develop.
think-
That is what they do.
I don't think they
You
should.
can
I don't
see,
think,
you can.
I don't think there's
No, you
any
can do it like
nation that
this,
has actually abolished their
They are.
religion.
They are. I
They are
think maybe they are
abolished
few.
their religion totally. But what I would say is that they've drastically put it on check.
On
So
check.
you cannot say because you're worshiping this or worshiping that, you just come and want to misbehave. It's
And
like
lastly,
you don't like your life,
and lastly,
there are rules and regulations that are anchoring it so strong that you won't even misbehave under the name of religion. So because I know that there is no country that do not have a religion. Man, it doesn't have to be Muslim, it doesn't have to be Christian. There are other religion practices that they do.
China doesn't have religion.
Oh, they do. What will you not say of the Buddhism? And they do, trust
So
me.
that is their own way of life.
That's what I'm saying. No, it's not. There is a
just like
religion.
our African culture, Buddhism for them is not a religion. It's a culture for them.
It's still all of that.
It's not
is still
religion.
Okay, it's what exactly?
It's culture. It's a way of life for
But
them.
it has a drastic if it wasn't put on check, because it's literally not everybody's. Maybe there's like a few this thing of them.
The difference between China and us is that this their Buddha, they don't rely on it to come and help them do anything.
The thing is that
It is here.
The way we have the problem is that as you are believing, do the work. Don't sit down and cross your leg.
You don't need the belief
No,
on anything.
that's
my
what I'm
point.
saying. If you're believing in, I'm worshiping this thing, it's going to bless me. Let's say we are believing it. It's just like you're doing like a salary work. You're believing that salary work at the end of the day will pay you. If you're believing that this so thing will bless your handwork, or will just bless you, give you long life and everything, that you are saying it to give you long life doesn't necessarily mean that you should go and be eating nonsense. You will die. So as you're praying for this, do the work.
So what does the prayer do?
The prayer supports you. It gives you, according to you, you said the emotional whatever it is. You were saying something about giving you emotional support and whatever it is. If you feel praying gives you peace of mind, if you feel praying gives you so many things. People pray for peace of mind. People pray because anytime I pray, if I'm thinking about something, it just takes my head off. Do you understand? People say, anytime I pray, it puts me on check. I do this, I do that. There are so many reasons for why you're praying. But because you're praying does not mean you should lose your consciousness to some certain things. Because you're praying, or even if bring it back to the religious part, like to Christians, some genuine men of God will tell you that as you are praying for God to bless you, you will not sit down in your house and cross your leg. You will pray for now till eternity. Nothing is going to happen.
There's a part of the Bible that says that tells you, I don't know if I can't quote it exactly the way it is, right? But it says, cast your burden on me, like totally cast your burden on me. Don't work with this is another one. Don't work with your own understanding. All those things. So as a Christian, telling a Christian, you are a Christian, and you want to think with your own understanding, you're already going against.
So now the problem is that when let me cut you short. When you're reading the Bible, you don't just quote a particular place and take it. You read it from the beginning to know why that statement was made. You cannot just drag it out and said read from the beginning. If you've read from the beginning and you've gotten to that point, it doesn't make sense for you. That's an understand. So you read the full
I'm
context
coming,
to
no,
know why such.
I understand all
Sorry,
these
let me
things.
cut
I
you
dey
short.
come
No,
now.
let
I
me
dey
cut you
come.
short. Sorry.
I understand all these things. See,
The Bible
wait
also
now.
had idioms
It
and
is
all
only
of
when
that.
if something if a particular
proverbs, rather, not idioms,
if a
please.
particular verse is read and this meaning is understood, it is only when it is against the general context of Christianity. That's when they will say start from beginning and read.
No, you have to
But
start
I'm
from the
coming. I'm
beginning.
going
You cannot
somewhere.
tell
I'm
me
going somewhere now.
page. Okay.
But now a pastor will come out and say and point a verse and use it as a message.
That's
So
why we have
but they
problem.
will not
They will not tell you go through. They
So
won't go
what
through.
are we now saying?
That is the problem.
This is you picking and choosing.
No,
It
it's
doesn't
not
work
picking.
like
It's
that.
not picking and choosing. That is the problem.
Are we reading everything every time, or are we going to be?
Your boss will not tell you. Your boss will not tell you go and do something, and you jump into it without having to ask questions. Why am I doing this thing? Why am I not doing this thing? It's not every instruction that is given to you. If you choose to be God, see, at the end of the day, whatever religion that you are worshiping, if you choose to want to be mumu in it, you be mumu in it. If you don't want
It's
to
not
be
that if
mumu
you
in
choose
it,
to. If you want to be a real Christian, you must be a mumu to be a real Christian. I don't know if you know. It's not like
you
must be a real mumu because you cannot be wise and be a Christian now.
Alright,
It doesn't work together.
Alright, guys. Chief Bassey, thank you
How
very
can you
much.
how can you say you're a Christian and you not be mumu?
That's very funny.
You know.
Alright, Chief Bassey, thank you very much. We are really appreciate to have you here. We had a wonderful conversation.
Can I say this before we end?
Okay, please say it.
Now,
Say it.
imagine a pastor now,
Yeah.
knowing fully well that this guy that is my assistant is not a real mumu. Would that pastor still allow that person to work with him?
Real mumu in
This
what
person
way?
is wise.
Wise in what? He's wise.
A pastor knows fully well that this guy in the read the Bible, but no to believe and where in they do his own thing sometimes. He go trust him.
It depends. If you as the pastor you are doing it for a shady business, obviously you want to send him to get out because
that is it.
You're shady. But if you're doing it from a genuine and you see that
reason.
This person is making, you call him and say, okay, what don't you understand? What don't you understand?
So you want to let him not to be wise?
No, I'm not telling him not to be. No.
I'm not understanding.
See, okay, no. If I'm following you, are you not? You're my leader, right? And I'm actually following you, and I'm doing my research, and you see that I'm doing it's a two-way thing. I can let you do my research, or I can call you and ask you, okay.
Wait.
Or what do you mean?
What I'm trying to say is, this guy, this pastor know this guy. Say this guy know really they follow Bible where everything Bible say me do, right? In they do some because the guy wise.
Because he has another understanding.
Now, if the pastor is a fake pastor, that guy no go near anywhere important
for
that thing.
Yes.
Now, if the pastor is genuine pastor, do you know what the pastor will do?
What? You allow him?
Yes.
Go and do your research.
Is it allow him? No, not allow him. If it's a genuine pastor, yes, he go call and say, you are not following everything God says you follow. What is going on? You are doing as if you are wise.
I mean, it's still
wait, I'm coming. They're not the wise where God. They allow God use you. Allow God.
You should be. They know they wear something. Oh.
Now why God punish Adam for going to eat the fruit of knowledge? Because God only want me people to get knowledge. I don't understand now.
That's my head is the woo.
God punished Adam for eating the fruit that made them get sense.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. We'll have this conversation. We'll have to bring it back again. We'll have to bring it back again. But for today,
I know you guys say so. It's disobedience. That's why God punished this thing. But
I mean, we've said all we have to say. So I'm not even going to start dragging it because I'm about to wrap this up right now. So right, I'm not even going to wrap that.
I think we need to have a second.
Yeah, of course, definitely. So I want to say thank you very much, Chief Bassey, for being. It's been a wonderful conversation, or should I say debate. It's been a wonderful. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I've learned from your own aspect. I don't know if you've learned from my own aspect. We have different, the way we see things will definitely not be the same regardless. Even if I'm in the same position as where you are right now, we will still have things that we are disagreeing on. Which I believe that is life. We disagree to agree at the end of the day. So guys, I'm going to say this one more time to all the religious people there. I've said it before and I want to bring it back again so it gets into your head. Because you are in whatever religious sector, please do not be gullible to it. Do not put yourself in a position where man will use you as they like, and sometimes leave aside religion if possible and relate to a fellow human being the same way you would expect them to relate to you. Because before religion came into existence, we were all humans who disagreed to agree and lived peacefully at a certain time of our life. So let us not allow religion to destroy what we're trying to put together. Let us not allow religion to tear us apart, because we are still one. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for staying connected. We'll be back with another episode next time. For now, stay authentic, stay honest, and stay real. Goodbye.